Hey Cancer, it's Empress Rose here, and welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your storyline or wavelength here, just go over to your other major placements and see if you can't find something that works for you there. All right, we're going to start with the Oracle Mystical Moments for an intuitive vibe of where we're going here. What do we have for Cancer? Sitting on my legs here. As I was shuffling the Moonology deck, we got New Moon in Cancer, you are safe. So that was a concern or an issue for you. All right, Oracle Mystical Moments. Did you have anything? Yes, we did. You had two things. Oh my goodness, very popular cards here. We have the Art of Seduction. So this is an unbalanced relationship where one person is very sincere, wants to have a heart-to-heart, wants to see eye-to-eye, wants to communicate very sincerely, and the other person is just here, or the other party is just here for a good time. This could be work-related. This could be an actual relationship. This could be friends, family, any kind of situation. Someone here, I mean, and we're never going to be like perfectly even intentions, but this is a real mismatch of intentions. Someone's not very sincere, they're not very attentive, and this other person's extremely attentive, really wanting something, some heart connection, some soul connection, but this one's just here for a good time. And then we have All is Connected, and this is this, you can't see them, but it's spiders and spider webs, and anytime she pulls on one of these leaves, she pulls all of the other leaves. Everything else changes. So this talks, and the spider to me is Anansi, this storyteller. And so it talks about how we talk about reality and how we view reality, and how when we pull on a narrative, when we touch our narratives. So like your memory bank, you pull up these memories, and every time you pull up a memory, it's sort of altered by the mood that you're in and what you focus on and that kind of thing. This is a very frightening idea because it leaves us open to gaslighting and stuff like that. But everybody has that. So no one's memory, everyone's got various good parts of their memory. But whenever we pull up a memory and how the lens through which we view it with, we mess with that memory a little bit. And so this is a little bit what that's talking to. There may be something in your past where every time you've remembered it a certain way, and this is saying to view it a little differently, pull a little thread, maybe unravel a little bit of the narrative that you've developed and that you've built up about something, and just look at it, and just that touching of the narrative, that touching of the story. That pulling on that thread is going to change a lot of things in reality that you can't see are very connected, but if we really wanted to go in depth with hours of therapy, we would find all the ways these things are connected. So, so this is talking about pulling out a little thread of narrative and changing it a little bit. Not changing it on purpose, but changing how you talk about something, changing how you talk about something that you've gone through, or some sort of situation like that. I keep thinking of an example and then it keeps popping out of my head as soon as I go to talk about it. Well, yes, so there's an example of, I moved a year ago, and I found all these journals from when I was a teenager. And the things I had recorded in the journals were very different than how I viewed them now. So, you know, my teenage mind may not have been processing it, or may not have been understanding it correctly, and as I grew older, I saw more things and was able to put more things, but then some things were totally wrong. Like I remembered dumping a guy on Valentine's Day because I adored him, but he was just too busy. He was captain of everything, and we didn't have cell phones back then. I hadn't talked to him in a month, and I was like, he can't possibly really like me, so let's just get done with this. And I remember doing that on Valentine's Day. My journal is very clear that it was not on Valentine's Day. It was later in February. So, but I thought I was kind of a douchebag and it had been kind of rude. And so I was like, oh, it must have been, you know, so my mind made it Valentine's Day. So that's what I'm talking about. So then once I realized it wasn't Valentine's Day, he'd missed Valentine's Day completely because he'd been so busy doing all of his captaining of all of his teams that he just like didn't have any time for me for Valentine's Day. So it was after that, it was way after that. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'm not such an awful person after all, you know, maybe dumping, I didn't dump anybody on Valentine's Day. That would have been horrible. Who would do that? I didn't even see him on Valentine's Day, and that's part of why I dumped him later, was there's clearly no time for me. In high school, and you haven't talked to your boyfriend in a month, that might as well be 20 years. Like, it's just a lot. So anyway, that's the kind of story, you know, and then I was like, wait, I was a good girlfriend. I wasn't terrible. I didn't hurt anybody on an important day that they then carried with them for the rest of their lives. I doubt they carried with it for the rest of their life. But anyway, so we're pulling on a little thread. There's something about a story we're telling ourselves that could be improved, probably a little more accurate. We maybe misremembered something. Maybe we're not quite the asshole we were worried we were. That kind of thing. So I combined my Moonology deck and this new Work Your Light deck. And it's a little unwieldy. They're the same shape of cards and size, so I guess that sounded fun to me. And I like them, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to remove half of this deck because it's very unwieldy. Really don't want to read 20 cards here. Just want to read 2, really. Well, we got 3, which is pretty good. Oh, cool. Wow, how strange. There's like 200 cards there and we got the same ones. So the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, so some sort of communication is going to be coming into view very clearly. So apparently you're a little bit in the dark and you have some questions about things. You might be a little bit confused about something right now. But this is here to tell you the answers you need are coming. They might not be the answers you want, as I'm learning, as we all learn. And then we have the ever unfolding rose. This is opening up, cracking open of your spirit. You are safe. You are in a sanctuary. This is here to bring some much needed life to a situation, some much needed growth. So you're growing, and it feels like you're going through something a little hard here, because this is like it's happening for you, not to you, but it hurts and it feels painful and it feels confusing, but it's here to bring life, and you are safe. And that's interesting because I got the new moon in Cancer card when I was shuffling for you, the you are safe. So there's something about this process that feels a little daunting and a little scary, but you are in a sanctuary, you are safe, and you're opening and you're learning, and it's, you know, the learning never stops. We're never completed, where there's always more to learn and more to grow. So you're growing and you're learning. And then we have Mintakan. I have reader's vocabulary on this. I've never heard anyone say this word before. So if you know, if you're familiar with Mintakan, and I'm not saying it correctly, please assist. This is the longing for home. This is a little bit of homesickness. We have a mermaid here with, longing for a faraway home, a watery world, an emotional world with a depth of emotion. So you may be feeling a little, I'm seeing water in both of these, as far as like needing some water, needing some depth, needing some sense of home, feeling like a fish out of water a little bit here, a little bit uncomfortable about where you're at and where you've situated, longing for a deeper connection and deeper emotional things. So this makes me think that you're the one here that's longing for the sincere connection and longing for sincerity here, and a depth of a connection that someone else isn't really wanting to bring to you. All right. All right, Cancer, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, in your recent past, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is feeling trapped, feeling stuck, but you might not actually have been or actually be. It was in your mind, it was your thoughts that were wrapping these ropes tighter and tighter around you. Every time you said, I'm stuck, I can't, the ropes came tighter and tighter. But see, these swords, they're not actually all around you. They don't encircle you. You can easily walk forward. You can stand up. Your legs aren't tied. You can stand up. You can untie your own ropes, take your mask up. So there was a little bit of a damsel in distress vibe here, but you could have walked away. You didn't want to, and there could be really good reasons to not want to walk away, but you felt a little trapped and a little stuck someplace. So I don't want to be like overly critical for the reasons why you felt trapped and stuck someplace, because I've gotten this in situations, I've gotten this card in situations where it was like, okay, yeah, I can walk away, but then what? Like the consequences for that seem more than I'm willing to take on right now. And then at some point you're willing to take on those consequences, because walking away is better than staying here. But so in the past you felt trapped. Whether you weren't physically trapped, you were fine. I'm seeing this with this safety card, the sanctuary card, and the safety card that popped out while I was shuffling. So you are safe, you have been safe, you don't feel safe, and you've been feeling trapped and stuck. And we have the second, wow, in your present situation you have the Two of Swords, still trapped and stuck, but now you're a little more stubborn about it, and you're a little more determined that you have to deal with this, you're going to do this your way, you're very stubborn, you don't want to see. So this is the denial. Both of these are strong denial cards. We have the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, so they're both very strong denial thoughts, feeling imprisoned by our thoughts, but it's only our thoughts that are imprisoning us, it's nothing else. And then this is blocking something, blocking progress, because we're stubborn. We don't want to see. This has a lot of denial in it. It's pretty amazing how these cards are coming out right next to each other. This has a lot of denial in it, a lot of pretending to not see something. This, you know, part of your brain here does know. Here, your brain's definitely playing some sort of trick on you. Here, you do know. You know something, and you're not willing to look at it. Denial is important, though. It's a part of our growth, and this is why we continuously grow, because denial helps us prevent us from dealing with things we're not yet ready to deal with. And then when we come out of denial, and so we keep growing, and then more denial, we can reveal stuff to ourselves. Our own minds will help us see the things that we've always known somehow, because you have to know it in order to deny it, right? So this is a denial card. This can be just stubborn, blocking. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go there. I don't want to see. I refuse to see what's going on here. I don't want to see. So that's fairly interesting, those Eight of Swords, those Two of Swords, and especially if you're the one offering sincerity here and this person's just fucking around. Clearly, you don't want to see that this person's just fucking around. You're really involved in a dream and in a vision. Or maybe you're the person just fucking around, and someone else is trying to be very sincere and loving with you, and you don't want that, and you don't want to see that, because that might make you feel like a bad guy if you were less sincere. So, and then this, I love this card here too, because we're pulling on these strings, on these threads, and having an effect on reality. And both of these are some sort of story you're telling yourself. Here you're telling yourself you're stuck. Here you're telling yourself you're stuck, but you're way less stuck than you were here. And all you have to do is put down your own swords and take off your own blindfold. Both of these, you're refusing to see something. Both of these are your behavior is the only thing holding you back. One is a lot more stubborn. One is a little more innocent vibe, as far as like just you just believe something and it's not true. This is exactly what we were talking about. This story here, you're believing something that's just not true about some sort of, you're telling yourself a story, and the story is that you're stuck and you're trapped. Here you're being a little more stubborn about it. No, I am really stuck. I am really trapped and I refuse to see my way out, and I'm blocking any resolution to this problem. In your inner landscape, you're hoping to be a winner. Here's all your trophies. You're hoping to feel proud of yourself. You'd like to feel proud of yourself. You'd like to feel proud of your emotional winnings here, of your trophies. That kind of excites you. You'd like to feel proud of yourself and your emotional growth. So you're hopeful. Maybe you're hopeful that you're doing the right thing, and you're hoping to be, you know, the good boy and the good person. And get some trophies for being that good person. An issue is the High Priestess reversed. So our High Priestess is our card of basically Spirit saying, I don't want you to know, and I'm not going to tell you because I want you to focus on your journey and your path through it. So I've always found this to be the most ironic tarot card, because we're coming to tarot for some revelation, to understand something in our life more clearly, for some clarity, for some understanding of where we're going. And this is literally, I'm keeping this book shut. You cannot see. I do not want you to see. So in the reverse, it's pretty much the same. There's not, she's got, but it's frustrating to you. You're not enjoying this, and it's sort of creating an issue because here you can't see, here you can't see, and here she's saying, and I don't want you to see, and this is in reverse, and you still can't see. You can't see. And here I'm telling you, you could see if you wanted to. And here she's like, it's not me that's keeping you from seeing. It's you that's keeping you from seeing. I'm not, you can't see, but that doesn't have to do with me. That doesn't have to do with the High Priestess. So there is like a refusal to see something. But you know what? You are safe, and the answers you need are coming, and I think they're coming because you've taken off your own blindfolds. I think they're already here. They're just going to appear to come to you because you're going to be allowing yourself to see things that are available to you to see, and your intuition is wanting you to see them. You wouldn't be getting this card if you weren't ready to start dealing with some level of denial and opening your eyes to some situation. In your environment, this is really funny. We have the world, which I find funny because we have Mintonkan here, which is like an off-world energy and like from some sort of watery world. I swear my Cancer child was from some other world like this, had a totally whack sleep schedule, very regular, but it was like, where did you come from? I don't understand this. You can't be from Earth. Anyway, that's how I always felt about and then but now you're at the world, and this is your environment now. You're here, you're in the world. You're not in Mintonkan, although you're very homesick for this deep emotional watery world, where a place where you belong. You're very homesick for a place where you belong. But the world here is in your environment. So lots of things are changing around you. They don't really have anything to do with you. They're affecting your life, as with everything. This is just about, you know, the way the world is changing. The world moves, and the world's always moving and always changing. It's guaranteed to be changing all of the time. And so that's just in your environment. And somehow it's playing a role here and affecting you. Is this world just changing, and there's good times, there's bad times, there's seasons. It's a change of seasons. And then your to-do list is strength, to be strong. Have the strength to set yourself free. Have the strength to take these swords down and see what you need to see. This is strength and patience. So you are, and it's a very well-balanced energy. It's masculine, feminine. It's a strength. It's a soft strength. It's not a hard, warring strength. It's the iron fist and the velvet glove strength. There's a softness to it and a gentleness to it. But this is what you're being called, to be strong, to face your fears with strength, and to be patient. So things are changing. they're outside of your control, and your job right now is to sort of sit and be patient with that, and hold on to yourself, hold on to your feelings and your emotions, and to be strong. You're going through some sort of opening, revealing growth process that seems a little scary to you, and you're being called to continue going through that growth process. Continue doing that, because these answers are coming, and I think that's what you're looking for here. You're looking for answers. You don't understand that you're the one blocking the answers. So be strong as things unfold, as you open, as you look more closely at the way you view yourself, and the way you talk about yourself, and the way you talk about your stories, and that's going to change things. But be strong as you deal with that. Possible outcome here is this 10 of Cups. Maximum emotional fulfillment. So this isn't maximum available in the world. This is maximum available in this situation. So it's a very beautiful, the baby is the fulfillment of this emotional relationship. So it's this fulfillment, whether there's a baby involved or not. And very rarely in our lives, only a couple times in our lives, are we excited for a baby. Should a baby be the actual fulfillment of the emotional thing? So only a couple times. So it's not going to be for everybody. But there is this baby here, and that is the fulfillment of a deep connection. So we have these cups here. We have some thoughts that are hindering you and are creating a problem for you, as we addressed here. We have some thoughts in our sword situation. But what we really want is this emotional fulfillment. We have 9 of Cups, and this is what we want. This is what we're possible to get. Even more cups than the 9 of Cups, okay? So we're hoping for some sort of emotional fulfillment. This is what we're longing for here. We're longing for this deep emotional connection and fulfillment. And we're hoping for that, but our possible outcome, with strength, with patience, with balancing out our energies, with being strong through our unfolding, blossoming sort of energy that we're going through, that can be a little scary. We're coming here to this fulfillment, to this Mintakan place that we long for, and here it is as a possible outcome. So there's where we really want to, our minds are messing with us a little bit here, and creating some problems, some mental blockages. But what we're really longing for is this deep emotional connection. We can't see how we're going to get it, but it says that if we stay strong, we are going to get there. We're longing for this, and this says we are going to get there. It's a bit of a difficult process, but you are safe through that process. We've got several cards in agreement with that. So Cancer, I hope that this was helpful for you. I sure do like your likes, comments, and subscribes, as they are encouraging for me, and they're often very sweet, and I really appreciate that. And they also raise the visibility of the channel so that other people can find it. So thank you very much, and I hope your week is awesome and you find this deep emotional fulfillment in it.